sun, surf, sand, slurp juice, slime, and other sensual times. That surface paradise are all things that we avoided when schoolies time rolled around for us in 2016. What would outdoorsy nerds do instead of partying with lots of lovely ladies in Queensland, Byron Bay or Bali? Hiking 176 kilometers for 2 weeks along a historic abandoned train line with a team of sweaty young men is what they would do. So join us as we embark on an unforgettable gunzal-sic-ular journey of a lifetime filled with nonsense, sleepers, stations, soups, sprouters, snakes, and smelly socks. This is the South Gippsland Railway Line.
Hello and welcome to part
3
of the South Gippsland Railway Line video series. If you have not watched the previous parts in this series, I would strongly recommend you watch them before watching this one. Without further ado, enjoy!
We might have used it all up. Miso soup!
Miso soup.
Let's go and do an explore of the bridge. I definitely wouldn't want to stand there if a train was coming. Actually, yes I would. Alright, so we're at the other end of the bridge and you can see there's a huge pile of blackberry bushes. So it's probably impossible from where we gave up to all the way to here. So yeah, I think we made a good choice turning back. Anyway, it's time for us to turn back.
If anyone knows what these carvings are, please tell me in the comment section of this video. If are they railway related?
Pack up, guys. Do it for the camera. Just pack something up. Look like you're doing stuff. Oh, look, he's doing stuff. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
We're just about to leave Langlang and head to Nyora.
Just going to be leaving our empty cans here. Jokes!
Don't be an eco-flexer.
We're also now at the supermarket. Shopping complete. I've got my feta here for breakfast.
And I'm like, no, they say something completely different.
Alright, it's extremely raining, but this is the Langlang station, Dandenong. We are now leaving Langlang. There's like the end of a Holden ute just coming out of that uber forest of death. Wave. What a park, our land, our dreams, our...
Stopping for lunch.
Yep. Alright, so there's a mile sign kilometer thing. We have finished lunch, we are now continuing, and the other guys, I'm here with Cam, the other guys have a bit of a plan. By the way, it has stopped raining now, but we're still drenched. Okay guys, why are we now off the train track and walking on this little path?
Basically what happened was I got really fed up with walking along in the wet, and so I decided that I'd go to a street to try and get a taxi
To Nyora.
to Nyora.
Bye boys! Bye bye! See you there! See you Nyora! Me and Cameron out here in the bush today and we're getting pretty lost, but hopefully we can find our way back to the
Rail track.
This is so random. We're in the middle of nowhere and there is a house security sensor light thing.
There's nothing above us, there's nothing behind us, but there's something underneath us, which makes it very quite interesting.
Back on the train track. Oh yeah, to Nyora. Drink break.
Snack attack.
Okay, we're literally just walking. I almost walked onto this snake. Holy. Alright, Cam's walking around the snake now. Oh, it's turning its little head to look at him. Oh, alright, I'm going past. Hopefully it doesn't go ape. Holy.
That scared me a lot.
Cameron going first this time. Absolutely terrible zoom in, but there is a kangaroo. There's 2 kangaroos. An old speed sign here just dumped on the side of the track. 70 kilometers an hour. I hope. I think we're approaching the glass signings now. We'll just have to see. Sprout. Just found an old bottle here. Let's unearth it. Just got it out of the ground. It's a really old Fanta bottle. That's awesome. So yep, found this in the ground. So yep, pretty awesome. Yeah. The road just consists of many mounds and mounds and mounds and mounds and mounds and mounds. I think this is probably a rally car track. We're approaching the old AGM sidings. Let's go see what remains. There's like old lights here. These power poles are definitely abandoned too. Looks like there could have even been another siding there. So here's the main line and here's the siding down here. This tree's decided to grow straight in the middle of the tracks and it's gone quite well. There's a point that is now engulfed in a tree. Sand quarry is still operational, by the way. The tracks just kind of go into the forest, but we have to find out where they go. It's going straight, so it possibly could be a passing loop. These ones here look like they're going into the quarry somewhere. See that the tracks go into the quarry now. The train track goes this way, like that. Possibly these hoppers used to put the sand in the train. And there's a platform there for a train, I'd assume. And there's this huge old hopper thing we're gonna have a look at now that probably put sand in the train too. The trains would have driven under this and they would have dumped sand into the sand thingamabob cars. If we get an attempted zoom in, you can see into the old driver's cabin.
Which just makes it very quite interesting.
Sorry not sorry to interrupt, but here are some fascinating photos from 1997 showing the Australian glass manufacturer's siding in full operation, just 1 year before its and the entire line's permanent closure beyond Cranbourne in 1998. If you look closely, in most of the photos you can see the hopper which was used to fill the wagons with sand. To this day, it still remains in Nyora in a much more crisp state. How fascinating.
So yep, the train would have got filled up and come down here, or you know, gone this way to go in, and now it's encrusted with the forest and there's still some remnant discarded hopper in the forest. I don't think that was used for trains, but it's definitely interesting. If that means anything to you, you're welcome.
Very quite interesting.
A wombat has decided to live underneath the silo. Anyway, here is the hopper silo-esque thing. Siding tracks continue through there. It is now making its way back to the main line and it's filled with fully grown trees in the middle of the track. The lights continue into the forest. Okay, so we walked about 10 minutes down the track and that siding never returned, so I'm just guessing it goes into like kind of like a freight yard. I didn't even realise how high we are up in the gully. Here, so elevated, this train track. I thought we were on a bridge for a second because I saw this, and then I realised it's because all the ballast and the embankment has just been eroded out from underneath. So this is all just hanging in midair.
We dumped our packs at the site. Now we're going to the dunny.
These toilets are actually pretty interesting because you can see by the little now covered up pad on the floor and the aesthetic of the building, this is once a drop toilet. We thought there was no lights in the toilets, but they've got a little sensor. Some train related graffiti there in the bathrooms. It's really cool that they have a sharps disposal, but it's kind of weird that it's not actually in the toilet, so whoever's doing needles has to do like the walk of shame to put it in the bin.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone.
Welcome to Nyora. We've got the train station there, we've got the skate park, the gazebo, we've got some shop remnants. We've actually got an open shop, general store. We've got the post office playground, Telstra little dongola, and the bathrooms. Very classic little town. Now we're going back to camp. We're back at camp. If you haven't already realized, we're camping directly next to the abandoned turntable and old train repair pits, which are in there and covered in trees.
We've also installed our art project.
Alright, so Floyd and James went on the taxi here today. We walked, as you know, so let's hear their side of the story.
Okay, so you left us at the intersection. We just hiked it to the main road, and then we called the taxi and they said, okay, we'll dispatch the next available cab. We waited and 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 then we waited and then we waited. 40 minutes later we thought, okay, where the hell are they? Let's give them a call. And they were like, oh, sorry, the driver picked up someone else accidentally, and so we've dispatched another driver. And then about 5 minutes later, the driver of the taxi rang me up and he said, sorry, they gave me the wrong address. I went to Grant Street, Cranbourne. We were like, what? How did you get Grant Street, Cranbourne from Samuel Lane, Langlang? We were like, okay, it's the corner of McDonald's track and Samuel Lane. And they're like, can you give us an address? I was like, fine. 10 Samuel Lane. They're like, okay, good, we've got it now and we'll send the driver. That was after the driver rang me up and said, oh yeah, you need to get in contact with the taxi company and like tell them that it's the wrong address. And then we waited another half an hour. They still weren't there, so we called them up and they were like, oh yeah, sorry, there's no drivers that had taken your job. There was never anyone actually coming.
They never dispatched a driver from the beginning.
We were like, what the And then they were like, we can't get a driver out there, so try Langlang, Tooradin taxis.
And by this stage, Floyd's phone also died.
James' phone was running out of credit, mine had gone out of battery, and so we thought, okay, fine, we'll approach one of the farmers around here, we'll ask them if we can just use their phone. We tried this one farm, but then there was a dog, and we were like, So we decided to leave that and go to the other property across the road, and we were walking up to the door and a lady came in her car and we spoke to her and she said, oh yeah, just tell me their number and I'll call them for you. We called them. She said, oh yeah, so can you actually get a guy out here because these guys have been waiting for over an hour. And they were like, oh yeah, we'll think about it and we'll call you back in 2 minutes. And so we were like, oh, fine. So she went and parked. A couple of minutes later she came back and said they rang back and they said they can get a driver, but it's going to be a 40-minute wait and a minimum charge of $50.
To Nora.
Which was like 10 kilometres
Which
away.
was like 10 minutes away. So the lady said, look, I'll just drive you there because it's a short drive and it's just ridiculous them charging you that much. And so we were very thankful. She drove us to the station and dropped us off there.
So we arrived here like 40 minutes before you guys did.
And that was the end of our taxi saga.
Didn't even
So
get
we-
a friggin' taxi.
So this is the dinner location, right here, right now. Just legs dongling,
Dongling.
eating some rice cracks. Got the spinach dip game. Got the ham situation going on right there. Look at that situation. Look at the heft gas stove situation. Just dongling.
I love Uncle Bennis.
Slurp juice.
Anyone for purple feet?
Okay.
What?
The lady that drove us said there was lots of tiger snakes around.
Les reckons there's a black.
Moment of truth. The crunch. Oh, the crunch. Okay, the video's over now, and I don't really give a what your little YouTube or Panda Explores thinks. This part's over. Watch the next one, whatever, I don't care. You're going to obliterate that like button. Now! I'm not joking, do it now! Subscribe and slam that bell if you're a noob. Also, I'm sick of it. Just believe in yourself, oh my alright, I'm so done. Just turn this thing off. Just turn this thing off.
Welcome everyone to Carisbrook Station and Goods Shed.
Yeah, you're gonna be walking your own.
Alright, go everyone, Matt from Panda Explorers here. Today we are out in this abandoned location that used to be a military armory. I think it was an armory.